Thank you for making Toledo's most local 9 a.m. show part of this Thursday morning. Thanksgiving, it's a week from today, kicking off that month and a half of shopping, being busy, relatives visiting, and maybe a little attitude adjustment is in order before the holidays start. Counselor Allison Kuhr has that adjustment for us this morning. Thanks for being here. We have another Ariel here today, I have to say. The red hair with the green, yeah, so I love it. Anyway, the holidays are here, you know, and we're already starting to feel a little bit of that pressure. I know I've already started to do some shopping, and you know, you've got the lists going, and then all of the activities start up, and we just need this to be the perfect season ever. So how do we maybe pick and choose or manage our expectations or decide what's important to us?
I mean, isn't that the million-dollar question? I was just on the phone or doing a group text with all of my family, trying to figure out when are we going to do the cookie date, the cookie frosting, and what time are we going to arrive here, and what do I need to bring? And just sometimes, even just the pre-planning, you can feel a little bit of that stress.
Yeah.
I think it's important to have a healthy perspective about what that stress is all about. So it's about the connection. It's about spending time together. It's about building those memories. And sometimes that means we don't need to stack up 5 things all in one day to jam pack it all in. But let's choose maybe one thing, or let's make sure that we're really tending to the things that are most important to us, because it can be so easy to just like fill it with so many things.
Just cram it all in. And you know, my daughter is 6 this year, so I mean, it's, for me, I'm feeling that pressure of like, this is like a really important year for us. You know, how do we involve our kids maybe in that decision-making process of what do we want to do, maybe what gets left out this year?
I think that's a great question, because while we can't necessarily elicit compliance in our children, if only we could, if we let them be part of the process, then maybe they won't be so surprised by something that they're going to do, or feel thrown off. And especially when we're thinking about doing holiday things with kids, prepping them is so important. We're going to go to Grandma's house today at 5. This is maybe what we might eat. You can eat whatever you choose, and we're going to stay there, and then we're going to come home and we're going to sleep in our house. Or we're going to go to Grandma's, we're going to eat, we're going to sleep there. Just to set the stage so that they can just better understand what's in front of them, because it is these are big adjustments for kids and for us too, to have that much social interaction, new foods, maybe new people, new many a thing.
Yes.
So it's just important to be as thoughtful as you can with your kids, just to plant those seeds.
Yeah, so they have an understanding ahead of time, because sometimes when something unexpected pops up, it may not go over so well with kids. Yeah. You know, there is also bound to be, you know, we're all going to be sitting around a table here in a week and eating a delicious meal, maybe with some family members who we don't see all the time necessarily, or there's that one uncle so-and-so who always says something. You know, how do we go and get through those tricky interactions with people?
Well, I think it's really, as we were preparing the children, you also should prepare yourself for what is ahead, right? Because typically we can maybe see some of these landmines, not to be, you know, dramatic, but you know that typically, you know, somebody may have perhaps a polarizing view, or they just, you know, are loud and boisterous, and that's, you know, dysregulating for you or whatever. So think that through for yourself. What am I going to do when Uncle Johnny says, I don't know what, fill in the blank? How will I respond to that? Because we cannot control what Uncle Johnny will say or do, but we can control our own response. So whatever that is fine. Just, I think it is useful and can help decrease that holiday anxiety when you're like, okay, I have a plan of how I'm going to tend to this interaction if it occurs.
So practice I statements, as you said, because we can control what we say.
Yeah, and expressing our own feelings about that.
Okay, and we have to, you know, it is the holiday season, so we have to be as maybe nice and delicate as possible, and caring and understanding as well. Okay.
All of that wrapped up in a bow.
In a bow. And I do feel like sometimes maybe alcohol then comes into play, different things like that. That might be something that we might just want to also keep in mind and maybe lay off a little bit.
Right, setting yourself up for success in all of the arenas.
Yeah, so, you know, and how do we, you know that at the end of this season, It is important, and it is an important time of year. And how do we make sure that we get the most out of that?
Well, I think that's sort of ties back to your first question, is how do you pick and choose what's most important? And I think if you take a step back and think for yourself, just in your own point of view, what is the most important to me? And we want to make sure that those are checked off your list. And if anything else happens, it's just, it's a bonus. But to think, what were those memories that I had when I were young that I want to make sure that I'm either doing or passing down if you have your own kids, connecting in that way that feels really good and feels like the season for you. Because it is a wonderful time of year. It can be a stressful time of year, but you're right, like there's a reason why this is so special to us and for us.
I also find we are doing a lot this time of year, and my daughter, I think she starts to be like, oh, well, can't we do special things all the time, every single day, And I got to pull the Santa card out sometimes. Santa's watching. How do we go about making sure that they don't become brats this time of year?
Well, I think, as with anything, with parenting and in life, our own expectations are a good place to start. So we should, or you can have whatever expectations you want to have. But for me, I'm like, you know what? This is a time of year where there is more excitement. There's more energy. So my expectations of my children's behavior may be different right now than maybe in the summertime when we're just doing different things. So for me, I think it is totally normal for them to just want to go, and it's our job to sort of to help them sort through that and make sure they aren't getting overtired or overstimulated or any of those things. But to also be like, yes, like, 'tis the season for a little bit of that emotional roller coaster with everybody. So why would we not expect that from our kids too?
Yeah, it might be okay.
It might be okay.
It might be okay. Just make sure that they are getting some fruits and vegetables in there sometimes, and they are getting to bed at a decent hour.
Exactly.
Great advice this morning. Thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate it.